Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Kralalien and this is episode 171. You can find me online everywhere as Kralalien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, Ko-fi, basically whatever you can think of. And I have a web shop and that is colourfulcreativity.nl or .com. I also have a Binks. I don't know what sound it is, but he was actually in bed with Robert, who is having a nap. And I thought I'd do a quick recording. And I thought, okay, he's gonna lie down there. But I was setting up the tripod and he came sprinting down. Like seriously, he was ready before I was. So here we go, lots of purring. And very, very sad cat who does not ever get any attention, as you can see. I have plenty finished objects and all of them are Tour de Fleece related. All my spinning wheels have seen action and we are starting with the things on the Nano. I have these two. These are all minis from a 13 Fiber Nights of Halloween set by Crealien Design. I think 2021, maybe 2022. All different kinds of fiber, so it's very interesting to see. And I spin them, the singles, on the Nano and then I ply them on something else, just because plying on the Nano is not something I'm good at, because I think I did these two, no, I did these two on the e-spinner. They weren't plied enough. They were really loosely plied and I re-plied them on the Bliss this year. This one is 70% merino and 30% soybean. And it is 19 grams and 91 meters. So fairly light fingering. This one is 70% Shetland and 30% Tussa. 18 grams, 88 meters. Basically the same light fingering. This one is 70% superfine merino and 30% white cashmere. This is what I had half finished last year on the Nano, and I did one extra singles and plied it. And this is 20 grams and 83 meters, so this is a good fingering. And this one is 50% merino, 25% flax, and 25% Tussa silk. This is what I'm working with, people. This is not okay. This is 20 grams and 44 meters, so this is a good decay weight, and I hated it. So the flax was in clumps, and you can see it. Let me find the spot. Of course, I'm not finding it. Yeah, maybe you can see it here. There is like one ply is just flax, and yeah, plied up it's okay, but in the singles it wasn't that much fun. So these are 4 minis of that set finished. Then I had a tiny bit of this fiber on a Bliss bobbin. This is from the World of Wool Advent Calendar 2022. It is day 13 and it is merino and Tussa silk. It is called Walking in the Air. It is 52 grams and 160 meters. So basically DK, more sport weight. I did most of it during the tour. There was just a teeny tiny start that I made, I think in December. This was one of my 12 cast-on projects for Angela's 12 cast-on make-along. If you don't know Angela, she is from the Yarn and Yarns podcast and web shop. And do check her out if you have time, because she's lovely. And the 12 cast-ons make-along is very fun. I didn't do 12 this year. I only did 3, and this was one of them. I did a knitting project, which was a pair of socks. They are finished. This is my second finish. And the other one is my embroidery, which I haven't touched since March. So that one is next up for my 12 cast-ons to finish. Yeah, this was fun. I decided I needed to spin a little bit thicker and just try it if it would work, just like I decided to do with the multicolor mini from Crealien Design. Just not as thin as I was before, because this one is from John Arbon. It is yarnadelic and the color is Harmonium, a song for A, and it is 101 grams and 416 meters, which is spot on fingering. I spun this fairly thin, but it's a 2-ply fingering, so it's not even thin enough to be a 3-ply fingering, which I would like to be able to someday. And I just needed something that wasn't thin, because everything I spun lately was thin, thinner and thinnest. So that is why I spun the other one a bit thicker. I really love this. It is wonderful. It turned out beautiful, and I'm very curious what I will make with it someday. Then here is another project that was thin, thinner, thinnest, because this is my experiment. I dyed 2 braids of fiber and broke them in half and used half of each. One I dyed with a long gradient flow of the colors, and the other one with a shorter. And that means that this is a fractal, but not by doing breaking up the fiber in a certain way. No, just by having it dyed for me, and it worked out amazingly. It is a 50% non-superwash merino and a 50% silk, tussar silk. It's 102 grams and 494 meters, which makes it a light fingering to lace. So yeah, you can guess that I needed something else in between all the thin spinning. It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's spots that the color is the same, and there's lots of barber poling in there. So I really, really love it. And also no clue what it's going to be someday, but we'll see. And the last finished object from the Tour de Fleece is this very bright pink yarn. It was a rainbow bright batt with lots of glitter in it. It had tri-de-ball nylon and stellina, and I hated it when spinning the singles, but I'm very happy with the result, because again the stellina would clump together in a tri-de-ball nylon, and I would just be spinning that instead of something else. But when it's plied, and it's not plied with the same thing, like here, you can hopefully see the pink is fiber, is wool, but the other one is fully tri-de-ball nylon. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but okay. It's plied together with something else, and that makes it a lot better, because it still feels soft and I don't feel lots of hard clumps anymore. Another one, 100 grams, 236 meters, so a good decay. And then we get 2 whips. I have managed to spin on this on this support spindle, and it has grown probably more than twice its size, but it's really slow going, people. This is not something you do quickly, and I don't know if I have enough patience for it, but it is definitely fun to do now and again. And it is definitely more portable than a wheel, even though I have the travel wheel now. This is still easier to put in your bag than whatever big wheel. Then I have also put another spinning project on the buddy, and the buddy now has a sock spin, and the plan is to make this a chain plied, so a 3-ply sock yarn. And you can see how thin I'm spinning this, or at least I'm trying to spin this whole thing that thin. I have broken the braid up into 12 pieces, and I have 2 left. Sorry for the crinkling, but here's the 2 bits of fluff I have left. And then I can start plying. This is Funnies to Spin Merino Nylon number 10 by Dibadoo. And this was from a de-stash by a friend. And it was a bit felted, but I pre-drafted everything. And it's actually spinning up fine. Here you can see what I did. I loosened it up and I already pulled it out a little bit, so it would not be super hard anymore. So 2 more to go, which is basically 3 to 4 hours of spinning at least. And then I think 1,000,000 hours of plying, because it's so thin. I really hope I have enough, because I was calculating the yarn that is basically 500, almost 500 meters. This would only have been like 330, so a good sport weight if I had done it in a chain ply. So that's definitely not enough. I mean, a good fingering is like 400 meters in my opinion. So that was all the spinning for the Tour de Fleece. There wasn't a lot of other things I did. I have managed to work on the project in this boxy bag, and it is the first of the shorty socks for Robert, another pair, and you can see all the markers. That's how I measure it out. That's the first sock, and here is the second sock, and it is just 1 row shy of being the same. So I'm probably gonna make it look like it is the same. So I'm gonna stop after the first round of the pink here and then do the heel. The yarn I am using, there's no label in here. It is a Crealien Design again, and this was a Rainbow Club yarn from somewhere in 2021. Oh God, I keep having those annoying, they're not real knots, but yeah, there you go. Have to keep the ball nice and tidy. I really like winding gobstopper balls with this yarn. Knitting them on 2.5mm needles, my standard recipe for Robert. 72 stitches, and I knit the cuff a little bit longer this time, because sometimes he wears a bit higher shoes, like the walking shoes are a bit higher, so he has a bit more support sticking out. I don't like it, at least if my skin touches the shoe without a sock in between. So that is one project, and the other project isn't officially a whip, but I made a swatch. So I'm calling it a work in progress, and I'm showing it to you because if I show it to you now, that means there's still time for you to also join. So I'm trying to enable other people. I have dyed myself my favorite color. This looks kind of true to color, I think. I have dyed a neon coral that isn't too neon, that isn't too pink, and that isn't too orange. So I am peachy coral, I'm not sure how to call it, but I am so happy with this. I think this is amazing. I dyed 8 skeins, so I have a sweater quantity now, and I'm very happy with it. The yarn is a singles yarn, which I am not usually using, but okay. It is 366 meters in 100 grams, and it is merino and linen. It has 10% linen, and that makes it a real fun thing to dye. I hope you can see the little flecks of linen. They don't take the dye, and they make it feel a little bit rustic. It's not perfect, it's like little bits of neps in it. And I made a swatch. Here is my swatch with cables and seat stitch and more cable. And I think it looks really interesting. And it is basically spot on enough. So I am happy. But what am I making? This is for the Neon Knots Mystery Knit Along by Johanna. And it is a sweater mystery knit along, which of course is crazy and big. And why would you go for a mystery in a sweater? Well, because it sounds really, really good. It was set to be a V-neck, it all over cables, and also an interesting shoulder construction. So she had me at V-neck and cables, and I really love almost all Johanna designs. So what could go wrong here? I think nothing. When I close my eyes, I can see a sweater in front of me. I read the info about the sizing, about the ease you need. And I'm like, yeah, I think that will be wonderful. I mean, I love a V-neck, I love cables, so, and that color, it said in the description to maybe choose a lighter color so your cables come out better, and I think the cables come out great in this color. So I'm so looking forward to starting that sweater. It starts on the 9th of August, so we still have a good week to wait. I'm a bit impatient, but okay, I can finish my sock spin before that, and I somehow have a totally different project to work on, but more on that later. Those are all the work in progress. It's not all I did during the tour. I do have a tiny bit else to show you. It is some dyeing. I found a little leftover from a batch of fiber that wasn't the best quality. It is a merino and polyamide, and this is my favorite. This one was dyed last, but it is a nice gradient-ish yarn. These are all sock yarn blends, so they will turn into socks someday. This was the first one I did that didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it, because I wanted the pink and blue to go purple, and it didn't. It just stayed very, very bright blue next to a bright pink. So that is that. Then there's this one, and this is a bit like my koi pond sock yarn that I dyed, and it has blues and oranges, and I really like blue and orange together. So I'm very curious how this will spin up eventually. So that's the fiber that I have been working on. and I dyed and goes into stash now to become future sock yarn. And that is basically all I've done. So not that much, but also not little. So then there's no shop news. There's stuff in the shop. The coupon code for the new bobbins is, we're past that because the Tour de Fleece is over, but if you buy 3 bobbins you can still get a 10% discount. And yeah. Yes, I know, what else? I guess with that, we're going into the personal talk. So if you're not interested, then thank you for watching and I will see you again later. And if you are interested, thank you for sticking around. We have fun stuff to talk about. Because yesterday we had game day with our friends and they said they were going to Castlefest Friday. I have been seeing so much about Castlefest every year because a few of the people I follow go there, most of them every year. So I was like, could I hitch a ride? Is there space in your car? Would you mind taking me? They wouldn't. They would definitely love to take me. So I was like, okay, I have to think about this. If I can really do it physically, mentally, temperature-wise, is the weather gonna be okay? What outfit do I have that I do not stick out like a sore thumb? Yeah. I then remembered I got a dress from my dad in my teens, so about 25 years ago, and I had it in the attic. So I tried it on, it fits perfectly still. And yeah, it is kind of medieval style. It is grey, which I don't feel too comfortable in. But then a friend said, well, if you spice it up with this, this and this, maybe it will be better. And I'm like, yeah, it is the perfect time to wear the dress. So why the heck not? So I went shopping today. I got myself a big sun hat. I got a plastic plant something so I can put some green leaves around the hat and on my backpack to disguise it a bit and make it part of my outfit. I got green nail polish. I got green eyeliner pencil to draw leaves on myself. And I got my jewelry out. So I have a great wooden necklace to wear together with this one. This is a little globe hanging from a chain. I also have bracelets and, well, it seems I have a full outfit together. So that is exciting. I also bought my ticket yesterday because people said go. Everyone told me to go. Take a mask if you're anxious about COVID because its numbers are rising. So yeah, it seems I am going to Castlefest Friday. If anyone is watching and sees this before that and is also going, please do send me a message. I already have 2 people from my followers on Instagram going, and there might be a knit club starting there. There's of course Spin Godin selling yarn there, so that's also a lot of fun. I already have found some yarn I want to buy from her, and yeah, it's gonna be just a day out for me, which is crazy because I never have that. We can't take Robert. Robert would have wanted to go, but he is probably overwhelmed in 10 minutes, too many people, too loud and everything, and then we can go home again, which is not the kind of thing you want because it's a festival and it takes like all day from 10 in the morning until 12 at night or even later. We're not gonna make it that late, but at least we don't have to go home after 10 minutes. So yeah, that's that. I guess that's all I have to say, because medically it's quiet. The dogs are all on vacation. We're in between scans, so we're basically in limbo. We're enjoying limbo at the moment. It's quiet, it's good. My body is struggling, probably from all the stress it had, but nothing I can't handle, and nothing an osteopath visit in 2 weeks won't fix, probably, which is good, because that's after Castle Fest. After Castle Fest, I'm probably a wreck, so that's why I'm recording now. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can record something at Castle Fest. I have no clue. I mean, there's lots of people there dressed up, great, but I have no clue what the etiquette is about filming them and putting it on YouTube. So, no clue. We'll see. Definitely will make some photos and some general impressions or something. Maybe at Spindle's stall I will also make some footage. Well, I guess I've been rambling. I've been quick, which is good, because I don't know how long Robert will take for his nap, and he might come down any second. So yeah, I will say goodbye now, and I will see you again soon. And I hope in the meantime you will have some time to do something fun craft-wise for yourself, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.